Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Who's Your Caddy, a weekly PGA DFS talk show where we give you the news and information and maybe a little bit of advice that you need as you finalize your picks. This is not your typical DFS show. We know you have a lot of choices, so thanks for tuning in to us this week. Let's start the music. Welcome back. Tonight on Who's Your Caddy, we are back on the main tour event schedule, the 3M Open. It is a lot of fun covering these alternate tour events, but it feels good to be back right in on the main tour with all of the big names, our favorites. Actually, it's pretty much just a mixture of last week and some of our, current favorites. But before I get in too deep, let me bring in my co-host, Mr. Hallas, on Twitter, Adam Hallas. Woo, woo, woo.
Hello.
That was my round of applause.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Anything new? What's shaking? What's happening in your world?
Oh, nothing much. Just, counting my pennies from the Barracuda Championship last week and then counting my dollars from the Open. Those two polar opposite type plays. So, yeah.
A tale of two plays.
Tale of two cities. Twin Cities, if you will.
Well, for the Open, I actually was so busy. Not that you weren't so busy. You were very busy. But I didn't research. I just didn't do my research. I had spent the time I had to research on the Barracuda, which paid off as well. But I did not bet the Open. I was happy with the Barracuda picks because choosing the winner, Akshay Bhatia, canceled out Killer Keith and his WTF-ness.
WTF-ness, yeah.
That helped. And I only had I entered a few double up tournaments. That was really all that was available on DraftKings by the time I got my lineup in. So they were very small ones. My biggest one was $6. So I doubled up to $12, I think, on that one. But yeah, doubled more than I put in, felt happy about it. Entered the Open blindly, lost to our $1 friend group heartily. Tell us about your Open win. I want to hear about this.
Yeah, I won our little Pride tournament, and then
it's about time, Adam.
It's only the third time this year.
Week.
Did you win last week?
I think I won the week before, yeah. I did.
Week before, but not last week.
Not last week. Did I win last week?
No, I did.
No, I didn't win last week because I didn't research the Open. I went in blind, but I won the week before. I think.
No, I think Sharks did.
Well, then I won the week before that.
That was Tilt Golf.
You know what, Adam? I have money in my account from winning, so stop telling me that I didn't win. All right, I'm trying to look now. Okay, so Adam won last week, everyone. Good job, Adam.
And then I did the mini max, and then I was up by 4 figures, and then 3 figures was where I stayed in. So 100, I would say like 106, not counting my Barracuda, and then 200 out. So pretty good ROI.
I think that's really good ROI.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find this, and
it's going to bug you.
It is totally gonna bug me because I remember chatting in the chat and everybody being happy that I won.
Maybe it was Tilt Golf the week before me, and then you.
It very well could have been 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think I was in California, so that's very possible. But I have been in the top 3. Last week, I think, may have been the first week that I wasn't. That's why I'm like, I need to check this, but I will find it and I will report back.
Okay.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. That's 200 out, though. That's great. More than double what
Yeah.
you come in on the Open.
Not on the Barracuda, though. I think I put $6 in. Got $4 out. It was so close. The last day, that little marker in the green cash was like, they're almost kissing buddies. They're just like right there.
You're just right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, holy smokes. I'm so glad Akshay's up in there scoring a bunch of points. Even Jaeger, even though he stayed in the middle of the pack, he was still making fantasy points. More than he was losing them. So that was nice.
Grayson Sig, I'll have to give him, there are no participation trophies, but shooting a -7 and being 1 stroke off on the second round, he gave it his all. To really get there. But yeah, my what the fuck pick was in 7th for a while and then dropped down a little bit. But
that was exciting.
Yeah.
It's always fun to see. It is, because it was like, everybody's like, what the heck? Who is that? Not everybody, especially me. I was like, what? But that's why it's the WTF pick. So
yeah. And then Kevin Maltek was up there for a while and then kind of dropped down to 30th.
There were some wild picks.
Yeah, there were some wild picks.
Well, it was fun. My picks were not so wild, so I don't know, but it was fun. It was expensive. I couldn't play Pendrith and Keith Mitchell in the same lineup, but even though they both missed the cut, I played them both alongside Jaeger and Batia, so it all worked out in the end.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Well, this week, though, 3M Open in TPC at the TPC Twin Cites in Blaine, Minnesota, which apparently is a suburb of Minneapolis. And because I'm a big fan of weather and it's really, really hot here in Phoenix right now, I thought I'd look it up. And it's actually pretty gross, even in Blaine, Minnesota. At least on Thursday, there's going to be pretty humid in the 90s. There's a chance of rain. And then this weird cool down to like 10 degrees to the low 80s for the weekend. That's pretty great. Hopefully that rain isn't like this horrid torrential downpour with wind and like throws everybody off for a cut day.
It typically does get windy in this tournament.
That is pretty crazy. I hate wind. It throws everything off. But did you see the cute little story about Van Rooyen's caddy making the qualifying today?
No,
or on Monday?
I didn't.
Yeah. His caddy, Alex, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but I will anyway. Gaugert. He's Eric Van Rooyen's caddy. And they are paired up for the first 2 rounds.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
Is that going to be awkward? But I did some digging and apparently they're just really good friends. And there was a quote from Van Rooyen saying, he's the gift that keeps on giving. So I don't know exactly what that means, but that I imagine they're just going to have a lot of fun together. Would it be weird for you if you were the golfer and your caddy was now your peer playing against you?
It wouldn't be weird. The only thing that would be weird is the habits. Like you create habits, right? And so it's against PGA rules to give advice to your opponent, right? So it'd be interesting to see, um, how they do it. Will it be like NASCAR? NASCAR teammates where one kind of gives way to the other, or what's going to happen there? So
I thought about that too. Like, would he have to fight everything to chime in and not give that advice that you're so used to giving? But
right.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, enough small talk.
Enough
That
small
was
talk.
fun. Lots of small talk there. um, what what stands out for you this week? What do you want us to know about TPC Twin Cities, Adam?
TPC Twin Cities. Well, let's take a look at Mr. Twin Cities. It is a par 71, 7,200 yards. The average yardage for the par 4, par 5 is 463 yards. Par 3 is 188 yards. And scoring is typically a little bit less than par, or it has been for the past 2 years. I think last year is when it was stormy and windy, and so it was really difficult to play last year. I think the cut line last year was actually +2,
Oh, wow.
and typically it's not that. Yeah, so it was +2 last year, but typically it's around -1. So this tournament, the course itself is a tree line course. It's an average golf course. Like it's a little bit longer rough, but it's not like thick, juicy rough, right? The greens are easy to get to, but they're lightning fast. Um, so on the stip meter, they're between a 12 and a 14. So they're either fast or super fast. Um, and so, some of the things I looked at is that par five scoring's huge here. So you can gain a little edge by looking at those that do well par five scoring. And the reason you would do well par five scoring is the most birdies at can be had at par fives. So hole number 12, hole number 6, hole number 18 average between 34 to 49% birdies, which is huge, right? And then you kind of go down from par 4 scoring, so it's around 30. It goes from 25 to 22% on a little bit of par 4s in hole 10, hole 5, and hole 1. And then some of the things I'm looking at is a good ball striker. So ball strikers can do well here. They gain about 1.5 or so in shots gained. And then obviously approach and then putting. And then I do have off the tee. Around the green, I wouldn't worry as much about. There's a lot of water. As long as you avoid the water, I think you're fine.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't necessarily work in off the tee particularly, but I maybe should have. I'm looking at your picks, and at least one of them I was going to go with. Um, I don't know. Do you want to jump in? Who do you got this week?
Who do you got? Who do I have?
Who do
Who
you
do you
got?
have?
Who do I
Well,
have? Who do you have?
in the I'll be honest, in the top range, I was like, I don't know if I like anybody, because if my bread and butter is the GPP or the huge, option tournaments like mini maxing and stuff like that. Everybody and their mom's going to be on Tony Fay now because he won last year. I don't know if I like Sanjay M, priced over 10,000. That seems like a sucker's bet. I kind of like Hideki. He's been playing pretty well, kind of under the radar, and in this $10,000 range, I kind of like him. Now,
Mhm.
if $10,000 is too expensive for your blood, the next one that's down from him is Substraka, and I like Substraka. He's really my favorite. He's been playing well, and this is not a birdie fest type of course, even though some people are saying it is. It's the winner's going to be between -18 and -20. I don't think that's a birdie fest. I think a birdie fest is like above -20,
Hmm.
but I don't think that's going to happen. Um, so yeah, So of my expensive range, I'm going to heat Deaky. But if you don't like heat Deaky, because I get it, sometimes he WDs. I'm going to Substraka in the expensive round.
Dexter. That's what
Yeah,
my little nickname for him is.
gotcha. That's a good one. You should email that to him. Next up, I have JJ Spawn. JJ Spawn at 8,800 is a great play. He's been doing pretty well. And if you take a look at his driving distance of 300 yards, 62% driving accuracy, he's greens in regulation 67%, and he keeps his putts down. He did well at the Rocket Mortgage. He missed the cut of Travelers, but he did play well at the Memorial. Charles, he did okay at Charles Schwab. I think he's going to do well here. And I think Vegas knows it too, which is why he's priced so expensive. Typically, he's not this expensive. So I think he's at 8,800. I think he's a good pick. And then if we drop down a little bit more, 7,400, Mr. Douglas Gim. I like Doug Gim here. Again, it's a birdie type fast course. Driving accuracy is at 66%, almost 300 yards driving, 70% greens in regulation. They are bent grass greens, and sometimes I get some people in putting. But other than that, he does well at these easier than average type course plays. So he did all right to John Deere at 26, Rocket Mortgage at 33, Travelers, he had 15, RBC Canadian 12th, Byron Nelson 19th. Those are all the easy tournaments, right? So yeah. And one thing I did want to note is that you're going to see a lot more of Justin Thomas. He's determined to make it into the FedEx Cup. So he's trying to, he's adding himself to more tournaments so he can get in there.
Well, bless his heart.
Bless the Southern of you idiot.
Should have played better. Aw, poor guy.
Yeah.
I always feel for him. I feel like he's like the black sheep or like the redheaded stepchild to his buddies.
I think lately he has been, but you know he's in a funk. He's in a funk. He's trying to figure it out. So
he's in a funk. I've burped like 3 times while you were talking with my mouth closed, and I was hoping it just didn't broadcast.
Bless you.
But we'll see.
Okay.
I went ahead and named Tony Finau. Not that he's going to win back-to-back. He is my most expensive pick, but that he's just played well here. Since 2019, he hasn't missed a cut. Did I just jinx him? Maybe. But he plays well here. The thing is he is very, very pricey. It's 10.6K on DraftKings, which is a hefty chunk. And it's 12K on FanDuel, which is normal. They give you another 1,000 in your salary cap, but that's really big boy level numbers, like John Rahm, Scotty Scheffler numbers. So this is totally based off of his history here. And I guess I'm okay with that because the rest of my lineup doesn't fall in that range, won't fall in that range. So I'm okay with it. I did like Hideki Matsuyama as well as I was, scrolling around. I felt good about him. I actually thought Im could be a good pick, like you mentioned too. But again, that price point was a little much for me. But as far as making the cut, I think that if you don't want to go with Finau, I think you could go with Im if you're okay paying that price point. Mm-hmm. But really, I like Grayson Sigg this week. Although he has kind of a twin when we're looking at probabilities and data and past history. Colm Tarren, who's a name you've probably never heard of if you don't bet golf regularly, or or play DFS. But the two of them are almost like little twin flames here when we look at the data for this week. And they're both similarly priced, around 7,000 or so. Team mediocre. That's kind of been my phrase lately. I threw that in my notes. Team mediocrity has really done okay for me, so I'm feeling all right. Either I froze or Adam froze, and I'm just going to keep talking because the thing is still counting. Hopefully it's not me. Maybe it is. Anyway, Grace and Sig. It wasn't me. It was Adam. Grayson Sig placed 7th last year, and he hadn't played any time before that. So I like his value there. It's actually 7.2 specifically on DraftKings for Grayson Sig. And Colum Taryn, similar stats, also placed tied for 7th here, was 7,000 even. And my last pick this week is JT Poston. He is on my FSGA Experts League. I've been on a bit of a roll there, so let's bring that vibe over here. JT Poston's course history is pretty good for the 2 years that he's played. He finished 11th last year and 28th the year before. He's got a great approach, which he's going to need this week. And at 8.4 on DraftKings, I am here for it. I'll try and type those in the chat for you. Last but not least, we usually throw in a wild card. Actually, do not see Adam's notes for who his WTF pick this week is. But I'm going with Lucas Glover. And you might say, Kelly, Lucas Glover's been playing really well in July. And that's true. He's had 3 top 10 finishes in July. Welcome back.
Power surge.
So he's had 3 top 10 finishes in July, and 2 of those were a top 5 finish. However, Lucas Glover has been cut twice here. Although he did come in 7th in 2019, that feels like a lifetime ago. So I've been like, okay, so he doesn't have great course history here, but he's been on fire lately. Here's the thing that sent me over the edge. He's 8.2 on DraftKings and 10,000 on FanDuel. And anytime there's like a disparity of more than 1,500, it like gets me all excited. Like there might be something there exciting. So I like it. I like it for a lot of reasons, but that is one of them that's really proven to be true for me. Did you have a WTF, Adam?
I was trying to look at my WTF pick and what could be a WTF, but the good old power surge kind of knocked it out. So
just randomly throw out a name. I dare you to make it Matt Kuchar.
no.
No.
MJ Defoe.
Oh, he's on my team mediocrity also.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. MJ. And I don't even really know how to pronounce his last name either, which makes me feel like a horrible person. I've heard it like Duffy at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I do like that pick. That's fun. Anything else you want us to know this week?
No, it's hot out, apparently.
It is. It is. Now, Sig. I already forgot. Poston. And Glover. And then you had Hideki, don't quit don't withdraw. And MJ. And those are Adam's picks.
Yep.
That was working on the fly. It's like the ugliest thing ever. But there we have it. Look at, I even left your little Matsu.
Thanks.
Oh my God, don't withdraw.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight and every week. We try and keep it under 30 minutes, and we've done it again. Big thanks to Club Fantasy for hosting us here on their YouTube, and Women of Fantasy Football for supporting this sweaty little labor of love. And my co-host Adam for listening to my rambling and dealing with a power outage.
Yep.
Good luck. See you all next week. Bye. Bye. Hold on. I can't say bye yet because I don't have the music ready. Now I can say bye. Bye.